Coming up, COVID vaccinations available almost everywhere. Council claims red tape cutting is working for local businesses. Help needed to count birds. Flying foxes force changes at Queen's Park. And Karalee Tornado's home ground scores major upgrades. It's Thursday, October 14, 2021, and I'm Alan Roebuck. Welcome to Ipswich Today, which acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land on which it is produced and pays respects to elders past, present and emerging. This podcast is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. If you're still to get your first COVID vaccination, now is a very good time to do it. The experts tell us it's only a matter of time before we see another outbreak in Queensland. Have a talk with your GP about the best options and to ask any remaining questions you might have about being vaccinated. Vaccinations are free from many surgeries, pharmacies, Queensland health clinics and Queensland Health pop-up clinics. Ipswich City Council has claimed a number of successes since announcing a year ago it was a small business-friendly council. It says cutting red tape for local food truck operators, providing financial support through the COVID pandemic, and upskilling local traders were among the successes. Mayor Teresa Harding said $54 million had been spent in the last financial year with local suppliers with either a head office or a branch office in Ipswich. Deputy Mayor Nicole Jonick said Council was also working hard to remove barriers to doing business with Ipswich City Council. The annual Aussie Backyard Bird Count is on from October 18 to 24, giving you the chance to help conserve native wildlife and learn more about Ipswich's 300 bird species. BirdLife Australia is hosting the 20-minute citizen science event during National Bird Week, which last year saw more than 108,000 people count about 4.6 million feathered flyers from backyards and outdoor spaces in suburbs, parks, forested and urban areas. Almost 950,000 birds were counted in Queensland in 2020, with the most common being the rainbow lorikeet, noisy myna and Torresian crow. The top 10 species recorded included noisy miners, magpies, sulphur-crested cockatoos and galahs. The Australian white ibis, the polarising bird more commonly referred to as the bin chicken, finished in 10th spot. Data collected from the citizen science programs, like the Aussie Backyard Bird Count, fills a knowledge gap, particularly on urban bird species, and gives BirdLife Australia access to areas they usually wouldn't be able to survey. For more information, check the handy link in the show notes. Ipswich's reputation as a jacaranda hotspot will continue for generations to come, with Ipswich City Council planting 100 new trees in Goodna. The trees were planted at Evan Marginson Park, Kippen Park, Leslie Park, Warren Park and Richardson Park near the Goodna boat ramp. Division 2 Councillor Nicole Jonick said the new plantings replaced trees previously removed due to storm damage and poor health. Jacaranda fan and local councillor Paul Tully said while the Goodna Jacaranda Festival had been cancelled due to COVID-19 concerns for a second year, the community spirit and iconic trees were still strong. He said the original trees were planted by work gangs in 1932 during the Great Depression, and many have stood the test of time. Parts of Queen's Park in Ipswich are temporarily closed because of flying foxes. A wild population of flying foxes at Queen's Park have created the need to temporarily close part of the Ipswich Nature Centre and Nerima Gardens. Temporary entrances to the Nature Centre and Nerima Gardens are now on Golby Avenue. More than 5,000 flying foxes make the surrounding trees their home during migration, and the top section of the Ipswich Nature Centre, the barn area, lace monitor, lorikeets and dingo area, are currently being affected by the flying fox roost, along with the lower part of Nerima Gardens. Like all native wildlife species, flying foxes are protected under the Queensland Nature Conservation Act. The Ipswich Nature Centre was also forced to close earlier this year for 2 months because of the migrating visitors. And finally in this episode, after almost being wiped out by the 2011 flood, Karalee Tornado's Junior Rugby League Football Club can look forward to a $620,000 upgrade to Blue Gum Reserve, which will include new change rooms for home and away games and amenities for female players. The 3-year project is currently in the concept design phase, due to be completed by mid-2022, and construction likely to start in late 2023. You might remember the club was also the beneficiary of money raised in Ipswich, UK 10 years ago, just after the 2011 flood. The money, I think, went towards replacing club equipment and helping restore basic facilities on the flood-prone land. You'll find handy links in the show notes, including where to see the best jacarandas and to help out with the Aussie bird count. Ipswich Today is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. This podcast is also listener-supported. Please make a once-only gift or regular donation to help keep it online. Just go to ipswichtoday.com.au and click the donate button on the homepage to make a payment through PayPal. Follow and stream this podcast from your favourite app, including iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts, or play Ipswich Today from smart speakers. Music is supplied by Purple Planet Music. This is Alan Roebuck. Thank you for listening.